Shalom, shalom, y'all Shirala. Hebrew Israelites, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Once again, prophesying the downfall of Babylon the Great. First things first, head to the east. All praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Federal Hebrew tongues, correct name of the Heavenly Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS. And shalom to the brothers living this truth. And shalom to the brothers and sisters listening and studying to show yourselves approved. Shalom. And we come here to talk to you today, and the forecast is war. You know, that's the whole atmosphere, the whole temperature, everything. So far, you know, Putin is making his move. He's gathered back what's his. China set back in the cut. They waiting for him to make his move. See how successful it is. If the U.S. and NATO don't jump in, they're going to go for Taiwan. You know, so all these superpowers are now gathering back what's theirs. Like everybody's thumbing their nose at Babylon the Great, aka America. America's at this weekly point right now. So right now, as everybody's watching that, right now that's a rumor of a war. World War III ain't hit off yet, but we're in the beginning of that. You know? So what we heard for the proxy wars, hey, temperature coming, you gotta get ready for it. So I'm gonna come with this is Joel 3 and 2. I will also gather all nations, and I will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will plead with them, therefore my people, and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So that's why this thing is going on. That's why we're getting ready for World War III. Because Yahweh Yahushua is gathered back his people, man. He's making petition, he wants his people back. So he gathering all the heathen nations up. They're all gathering up. They're going to go to the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which is in Israel, you know. They gonna all bang against each other, but hey, in the midst of World War III, who's gonna show up? Yahushua gonna show up. You know? Then they're gonna try to war with the Lord of Lords, King of Kings. And it ain't gonna be good for them. That's when they're gonna snatch all their crowns up and put his crowns on his people. So, hey, and when that kick off, you're gonna have war going on over here. You're gonna have nation versus nation. The race war is gonna kick off, you know, especially when inflation kick up. Not only that, like inflation, gas prices spike up. Hey, everybody gonna panic. We in bug out season. And in the midst of this, you got the race war is gonna kick off. You know, everybody that's like the women that's been living all lavishly in pleasure. These 2/3 Jakes think everything gonna go back to normal. You know, everything is okay. That's why they're easing up on the little restrictions. And it's gonna hit them all of a sudden. And then right now, Babylon the Great is talking what? They talking peace and safety. Like, man, don't worry about it. Putin losing the war. We're going to go back to normal, you know, turn on some NBA, and it's all good, you know. And it's going to hit them like a bad bricks, man. We looking at, they forecast, we looking at $5 or $7 of gas worth a gallon. You know, that's going to cause me to panic right there. You know, the payment is setting in. The shelves is getting shorter, so we going through some heavy times, y'all, Shirala. Like, these people about to bug out. And then, like, it's going to be war. It's going to be little food wars, little proxy wars, wars on a little bit of food that's left, you know? So, hey, really, it's time to prep yourself and get ready for what's to come. Because if you caught up in this, you know, we ain't going to be in peace and safety. Everything going to go back to normal, and it ain't going to look good for you.
I got a book right here to back you up, all right? This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3. It said, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them as travail upon the woman with child, and they shall not escape.
You hear that?
God.
It said like a woman that travail with a child.
Yeah.
And I said these dudes gonna look like they about to give birth, man. They're gonna be in straight pain, anguish, because it's gonna be such a disappointment because they was promised that everything's gonna go back to normal. You know?
And you notice how it says, as available upon a woman with child. Like when the doctor gives that woman the due date when that child is going to come, it's not necessarily saying that child is going to come. Sometimes it comes 2 weeks early. You know, and it said, as travail upon a woman with child, it's going to come unexpected. Okay, you shall not escape. Okay, so when it comes, it's going to catch you off guard that you're not going to be able to run.
Right. That's what I say, Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarry to turn to the Lord, how must you not shy, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed, and perish in the day of vengeance. You know, you get built up in this truth. You don't understand what the true will of the Heavenly Father's Son is. All right, and you don't have that hedge of protection in these times to come. You know, you ain't going to have whatever your carnal security is not going to hold up unless you have your Highways and Byways, all right, as your protection.
Yeah. Notice how you say in thy security. That goes back to what the author brought out, man. That peace and safety. You think you have security when we're telling you you really don't. Okay, the Lord, the rumors of war is on its way. Okay, and you know what? The scriptures also said that come down and sit in the dust, O daughters of Babylon. Okay, because you know Babylon. Oh, it said, "O virgin daughter of Babylon." You know Babylon is considered America, aka Babylon the Great. A lot of people thinking that America is gonna be safe. A lot of people think America ain't gonna be touched. But we telling you that it's not. That's according to the prophecies of the Bible.
Yep. I got Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And look, that never made sense till now. Now it makes sense all day long, man. You seeing the beginnings of World War III now. The nations are gathering. You know, it's at the point now, you know, a lot of people, these women starting to see it like you can't dispute the scriptures no more. You know, we already had First World War, World War II. Now 3 is kicking off, man. Putin already, he done started it off, you know, with the Ukraine invasion. So you can't say it ain't happening, man. So now Babylon is running their propaganda machine, trying to, you know, go as business as usual, you know, and China in the cut, setting back, you know, they waiting to make their move. And that all goes to Revelation chapter 6, because that's their red horse. And that red horse's job is to take peace from the earth, which is war. And in the third woe, Babylon the Great will not make it through this, man. The third woe is being made to destroy Babylon the Great, which is America. That's the whole reason it's happening. Because this place has spread wickedness everywhere. You know, with their Babylon Jews, with their philosophy, they destroyed the whole entire world, man. They trying to spread the FOMO campaign, straight wickedness, man. Because really, Esau is in total rebellion against Yahweh Shah. You know, and the Most High is mad at those that destroy the earth. So this wars get kicked up so he can take away the people that's in current rulership. And Esau know it. Like Akis did a lesson. Hey, what was she say? The tide is turning. You know, she's all like, I can't breathe, but you can't swallow. Hey, that's your privilege coming for you. And I can see it in my plantation, man. Like, hey, we had some Edomites quit. You know, I think they quit. They ain't been there in a couple weeks. You know, so hey, he feeling it, man. He know they play. He knows they're done. You know, so this they last call for alcohol, man. And you know, that's a good thing for us. That's why, like the Ox said earlier, we need to be in this truth to get that hedge of protection. Because this thing, Jacob's trouble. That's what's gonna kick off Jacob's trouble. Gonna be World War III. When it kick off, man, it's gonna be like Chase Road. You know, people gonna be running the streets. You're gonna have troops running around, UN troops. You know, you gonna see people having gunfights in your front yard. That's what you're gonna see. And if you have that protection, man, it ain't gonna be looking good for you, man. So you're gonna kick your dough in, you know, have their way with you, ravage your family. So that's why, like, we don't just come out here and do this for we do it for our health, but we don't come out to do this for no reason. You know, we're here to warn you. We're here to let you know how bad it's gonna get, and then we're here to let you know what you need to do in order to give yourself an opportunity to be saved.
It's all written, man. It's all prophecy, man. And whatever is written aforetime was written for our learning. I got a quick one. This is 2 Ezra 15. I'm gonna start at 1 and read down to 7. It says, "Behold, speak thou in thy ear the words of Shalak." It says, "Speak thou in thy ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." And that's pretty much what we're doing, man. We're speaking into the people the words of prophecy, thus saith the Lord. It says, and cause them to be written in paper
for thou art faithful and true. And everything that's written in this book is faithful and true, man. The Lord said it's going to happen, man. So these rumors of wars and those and war and famine and pestilence and chaos and all hell breaking loose, that's written, man. It's going to happen. The Lord is not a liar, man. He's not one to just repent. This is verse 3. It says, fear none of the imaginations against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speaks against thee. For all that unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Just like what the brother was saying, man, that all this wickedness going on in the earth, man, it got to come to a head at some point in time, man. And it's written in the scriptures when it's going to happen. If you feel a pulse in the vibration of the planet Earth, you can tell we're right around the corner. This is the last verse. It says, therefore saith the Lord. And that's the Lord's words, man. We're speaking the Lord's words, and that's going to happen, man.
I got one, a couple of Matthew. You'll back that up. Matthew chapter 24, verse 21. It says, for then shall there be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days shall be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So, it's like how I say right there, hey, the times we come into the beginning of sorrow is a time like never was since the beginning of earth. All right, and unless it's for the elect's sake, then there would no flesh be saved. All right, that's how bad these times are going to be. And Ezekiel Chapter 7, I'll start at verse 5. It says, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh power, an evil, and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come, the end is come, and watching for thee. Behold, it is come. In the same chapter, verse 25 says, destruction cometh, and they shall see peace, and there shall be none.
Hey, that's why the Lord said, put on therefore as the elect, man. Because if you put on therefore as the elect, hey, you got nothing to worry about. You're doing everything in your power to please the Lord. So whenever all this chaos and calamity comes, hey, you should be able to sidestep it, man. If you put it on as the world, you're going to be thrust through with the world. You got it.
I got a precept, man, like this is where you should be at. I'm glad the brother brought that out, because hey, destruction is coming to this place. And if you ain't in the right mind, right spirit, if you ain't in the good standing behind Yahweh, hey, you're going to be destroyed. There's no ifs and buts about that. So this is Psalms 91 and 9. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. So, hey, that's in Psalms chapter 91, man. That's all about protection. So that's why we do this, man, because we know the smoke that Yahweh is bringing. We know the ruckus he bringing, the wrath he bringing. So with that, hey, we've been prudent. We hiding out ourselves in the secret place in the Most High, man, in the house of David. We making sure we fit Psalms 91. That way, like the scripture said, won't no destruction befall our habitation, our dwelling, And then it's just for us, it's for our loved ones, for the family that's around us, you got to pray for their protection as well. So we don't just do like Elder Kazak did a lesson on that. We're going to do this for us. We do this for our seeds as well, Because Most High said, hey, if I give you protection, I'll protect your seeds as well, Lord willing. That's in the, the script.
He did that for Abraham. He said, the blessing will be upon you and your seed from generation to generation. He's trying to get that as well. Okay, and I got two quick ones right here, man. One of y'all can break it down, but this is what I tell y'all what we're going into is us getting that hedge of protection. We got to listen and we got to take heed to the words that we have about the Yahweh, and that's wisdom. All right, and I believe the Ark of God just mentioned it earlier, where he said this is Jeremiah 28 and 8. It said the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Okay, so then the war of evil and pestilence. This is what's going on in the scripture. Okay, and there's another one in Ecclesiastes where it says, generation is past and another generation is coming forth. So right now we're talking about the generation of Esau is getting ready to come, and Jacob is getting ready to follow. Okay, and I got another quick one. This is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 8. And he said, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto him over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beast of the earth.
They go back to like Job 9:24. You know, earth is given to the hand of wicked. All right, you're how in control of, you know, the rulership, who rules on this earth. You know, we're saying time we in, it's a wicked time, but you know, hey, that time have an end, and you know, we about to witness this devil coming out that great wrath. You know, referring to Revelation 12 verse 12. You know, because he know he have but a short time. I got one real quick. Revelation chapter 19 verse 10, and I fell at his feet. It's John, you know, talking to the angel, and I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not, I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua, worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy, and that's the right spirit to be in. All right, the spirit of prophecy. You know, you got these wayward doctors, bugged out, you know, churchgoers or whatever, and they in you know, some off spirit. You know, we in the spirit of prophecy and bringing it out. All right, because that is the times we're in. You know, the end is come. All right, and in order to prepare, you know, mentally and build up spiritually, you have to know what is coming around the corner to be ready for it. You know.
I got a quick right here for you, since you brought that out. This is Romans chapter 8 and 2. It said, for the law of the spirit of life and Hamashiach Yahushua has made me free from the law of sin and death.
That's what we're trying to escape right now, man. When you hop out your shop trying to escape death. And right now, like what you read earlier, that pale horse is about to go out to come death, man. And it's going to start at the house of Israel. You know, you hop out your shop's mad at his people, man. They out here being a bunch of degenerates, you know, Tatianas, you know, the Pook and Ray Thug and gangsters, man. They degenerate, man. The Most High is about to do a cleansing process. And the cleansing, the best way you can do it is judgment. You know, he about to reset this place. And he about to set it right. And to do it, he got to do it in, you know, a way that most people can't imagine, especially some old plantation Christian. They can't imagine, but not my God. You know, they say that a whole lot. You know, my God don't kill people. Here to tell you, hey, the man of the Lord is a man of war, man. He coming for blood. You know, we got to recompense. You know, blood was shed in this place. Blood got to be shed to cleanse this place.
That's the thing, you know, you try to tell one of these Christians, you know, the Lord, he kill and make alive, and they think God is all love, but then they start getting mad. You know what I mean? Like, hey, man, you get mad. You know, you think the Lord ain't getting mad?
Kind of like Jeremiah posted up in that thing in the group chat. That one camp dealing with that old drug head dude. He got mad, pushed his brother.
Oh, yeah.
He talking about, my uncle's a Roman Catholic. My uncle's a Cardinal.
Brother,
so
Fisher Turner Hunter, brother Osh.
Yeah, his camp, yeah, dude pushed him down, and he trying to defend Christianity. He ain't like it because he a Roman Catholic.
Yeah, I can't think of the other brother that got pushed, but yeah, I see
Northern Tribe. Yeah, you see
Yeah,
that? I'm like,
that's
damn.
definitely Northern Tribe. You can tell too.
Yes, I'm like, so these bug outs, and I'm thinking, how you still trying to defend Christianity, man? That's how you know the people bugged out. And see, they're getting angry. He got mad, push brother, because he knows his doctrine is toe up. He know it ain't the truth. So all that he can resort to is violence. You know, so you know, for us brothers in the truth, we gotta look out for that. People gonna be mad when they come out and they realize that you know, Babylon the Great done lied to them.
It happened to us before. A little while ago, man. The dude walked up to us with that stick and the rock in his hand like that. And knocked our cameras over.
Them brothers, I watched quite a few of them brothers. They always have. They're right down the beach in California and San Diego. I think they always have people coming up and like the brothers say that they think of a lot of agents and shit that the police can sit and try to, because they're right there in a real big popular spot. And yeah, trying to run them off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that. Remember that time?
You think ours was, yeah.
Because it was right after that dude left,
The police said he got a block. You know what I'm saying? For him to think he was the police like that, I think they put the little, hey man, go knock them brothers off. Yeah, it didn't work.
Give him a little sack or something. You know what I mean?
He sounded like the fight. He came aggressive, like. Oh, shit. He told us we got 10 minutes wrap up.
Hell no!
He said, I'm I'm a worker of TPD. He said I'm TPD. I got to wrap this up.
That's what
we
the
got
Pope-
complaints and stuff
The
like
Pope
that.
will probably give him a little chunk. Say, if you leave in 10 minutes, we'll give you the rest of the bag.
Yep,
You know what I mean?
Yep.
God, so that's to say, hey, it is going down, Yasharala. Like, these people about to be upset because they were lied to, and they're dumb. Instead of them taking up with the people that lied to them, they're gonna go get whoever they can get. Like, you know, them dudes are ruining my day right now, talking about, you know, I ain't going back to normal. I'm about to go over there and get a piece of my mind. Yeah, that's the spirit they're gonna be in. Like, you know what I'm saying? You might get a Jake, like, man, come on, man, come here, man. You just la la la.
I got a couple with Ezekiel chapter 33, and I'll start at verse 1. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say to them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and say for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. Right? As you know, being that stand as a watchman, that's what we're doing. You know, we're blowing the trumpet, warning the people. You know, where they're gonna hear from there. That's on them. Blood's off our hands. All right, most of these stubborn ass people, it ain't meant for them anyway. So Lord, give them that spirit of slumber. You know, ears that they don't hear, eyes that they can't see. So, you know, but hey, we're doing our part. It says, verse 4, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. So, you know, hey, we get the blood off our hands at the end of the day, and that's what it is. You know,
We sitting there warning to Yasharala, and then like I'm looking at these like foolish people. You should see it yourself. You can see it in the atmosphere. You know, it's dominating the news waves right now. You got another country invading another country, man. A superpower invading the country. And see, while it's making big news now, everybody's used to Babylon the Great invading other countries. You know, when that happens, that's business as usual. But for another country to make a move like that, you know, they already running a propaganda campaign as if, you know, he doing something wrong and evil. I'm looking like, you invade countries all the time. What you talking about? You know, you just mad somebody else is doing it. And they got as much firepower as you do. And what we're telling you, what we're trying to warn you is they're not going to stop with just that. They're just coming back. They're going to get stronger after that. You know, then the other superpower, they're going to do it too. You know, then once they do it together and they all big and powerful, they're going to look over to the West like, hey, it's time to check out that Harley. You know, did they put sanctions on you? They put sanctions on me. Hey, let's pick up and take them. And right now, they already talking in the military. They calling their soldiers the Nintendo generation, talking about their bones is fragile. They're already saying the infantry is weak, you know. Helicopters is crashing. Jets is crashing on the little carriers. Like, Babylon looking bad right now. Babylon is in no shape to fight no war against superpower. You know?
And my pop confirmed it, man, because, you know, that's why I did a lesson about that. We said, those veterans, you got veterans in your family, you talk to your veterans, man, because they'll confirm that we talk about the military, American military being weaker. My pop straight up told me, he said when he was in the military, they lowered the standard because of, you know, I guess they wasn't in war for a little small period of time. But he said while they was in training, he said they didn't learn combat, you know, things like that. You know, combat, they didn't learn how to live off the land and stuff like that. This is back in the 70s. So imagine how it is now.
They weak.
Yeah.
Pentagon generals are saying they weak, calling the Nintendo generation.
Yeah.
Said they both.
These other nations got mighty men, and we over here, and well, not us. Some shit. That's them. They got LGBT and women in their army, man.
Exactly.
Like, how you gonna fight a superpower when your army is half full of fucking LGBT and women, pregnant women?
that's what here a while back. One of the brothers did upload a video. And showed like the Russian Marines training, and then showed the China Marines training, and then showed America. It was a woman, and she's talking about her two mamas. One was a mama, the other was mama, daddy. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Man, see, and you know what was crazy? I actually seen a video that I confirmed that, like, the women in the military, they lowered the standard just for the women to join the military. Like for the exercise, they had to be able to perform like 20 pull-ups before they can actually get in the military. Well, they lower that standard to 8 pull-ups, and if they can't do the 8 pull-ups, all they gotta do is hang on the bar for 30 seconds. Like, come on, man. You want me to rely on that trust? You know what I'm saying? How weak you You want me to rely on these? You want me to put my life in the hands of people like that?
Moab breaking wood on their backs and stepping on nails and
breaking stones,
getting slapped with bricks, and we over here can't even do 8 pull-ups.
That's the thing. You gotta think. If you got women in the military, you know they getting popped. And that gonna bring down the testosterone of the men. You know, they're popping them women, they all tired.
Yeah, that's the real thing. Most of the women in the military, they do be getting raped too, man.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like,
if you don't have no, you know, if you don't please your flesh, you don't have no sex, no food, nothing. Hey, that'll bring out the real man in you, you know. You got.
That's what you said. Women don't get raped.
They weak, and I seen that 'cause I work with a chick at the plantation. She in the National Guard. She out. Let's say you can tell it's going. She out getting prepped right now. I don't know what they got going, but she got sent off. And I'm looking at her, man. I'm talking like what you just described. I'm looking at her like I wish they would send you to my door. I'll slap the gun out your hand.
Yeah.
Like she one of the most sweetheart. You can tell she signed up just for the money. You know. You know she's not combat ready to do nothing. And then this will check out what she told me. As weak as she is. And fragile she is, she said, I don't know if she just, you know, talking prop. She was like, I'm stronger than some of the white dudes in the army. I'm in my squad. I'm like, what? So I'm like, I hope the National Guard come to my door talking about how you had your man, I'm run right through them, man.
I'm like, I could probably take down 3 of you by myself if that's the case.
You can. I'm talking about this is like, man, this is a sweetheart chick. You know, she ain't gonna bust no gun. Real soft spoken, and she told me she only signed up for National Guard to get the benefits. She ain't trying to go to war. She was scared, you know. Me and the elder talking to her, you know what I'm saying? She all scared. I'm like, boy, see, y'all ain't ready, man. And I'm looking at her like, yeah, I ain't gotta go back to National Guard. You know, I gotta get you interest with them. And everybody comes with technology, because them that's coming with a gun, like I'll take them chances. Like, she ain't ready for nothing. She gotta come with like 8 men. And I'm like, why would I want to go to war? And I got a squad with her on my squad. She's not gonna provide no help, no nothing. She might get snatched and ravaged. You know what I'm saying? It might be a house full of dudes like, you know what I'm saying, man? Take her little gun. You know what I'm saying? So
I got a quick one right here, man, because it's all going and kind of breaking everything down in a nutshell. Really, the point is in verse 27 to about 30, but I'm gonna start at verse 21. This is 25. This is Romans chapter 1 and verse 25. It says, "Who changes the truth of the Most High into a lie?" And we know who that is. That's Esau Edom, the wicked of this world. And it said, "And worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever." Our mind. For this cause the Most High gave them up unto foul affection. For even their women did change the natural youth into which is against nature. The natural youth, women, you know, sleeping around, monkey branch, what we call it nowadays. Okay, the women, you know, having sex with other women, that's unnatural. Okay, and it said in verse 27, it said, "And likewise also the men, leaving the natural youth of the women, and burn in their lust one towards one another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error which was beat." Okay, you got some of them men that's in our military right now. Okay, and it said, "And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient." Okay, and it says, "Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, combative, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignators, whisperers, backbiters, haters of the Most High, despiteful, proud, boastful, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, and without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of the Most High, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them." Okay, and he said right here, when he says who have pleasure in them that do them, that's why you have about them outside, they're putting them in the military. Okay, so when they start going to war, you have about them outside gonna put the spirit on Russia and whoever they go to war, and he's gonna take them out. But he said that they're worthy of death.
they're gonna be going to war with your house shop. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna bring out one that's gonna go in what you brought out, the pale horse. The pale horse bringing that death.
All right.
Here go another thing bringing that death. This Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. So when China and Russia get together, both their colors are red. They're gonna have red horse. Yeah. And like when both of them click up together, that's a great sword right there. You know, that's more that's a bigger sword than Babylon the Great right there. Russia got a great sword, China got a great sword. When they come together, hey, that right there, that red horse right there is gonna put out a lot of death. You know, especially when they get ready to invade Babylon the Great. Because I'm just talking to the spirit right now. I think they're gonna come through the borders, man. The southern border, another border. Like a Babylon the Great gonna be invaded.
I think they're gonna come through both borders, from the east and the west. I think China's gonna come through the border of Cali, and Russia most likely will probably come through the border from like New York and Florida, those areas right there. And they just gonna come right down the middle.
But these Babylonians is dead, man.
Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
And that part where it said that they should not regard no kings or princes, that's talking about the police force we were talking about before we started camp. Now, you know, these bug out there shooting at the police now. Okay, you know, you got the protesters, you got the trucker strike. You know, they protesting against the government. So that's right on time right there, man. Because we seeing it right now. All you gotta do is look at the news, and you seeing that they're not regarding no kings or princes. That's the government, you know, the politicians, and so on and so forth.
Continue on to verse 17. It said, a man should desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Lack of bread,
famines, and all the destruction to come. You know, the great tribulation.
And that lack of bread is twofold. Man, that goes to the lack of money, and then that famine, you know, which is the food shortage. Okay, so they not gonna regard. They gonna run in your house. You know that. Matter of fact, we just seen news reports in Cali, man, where people is not even robbing for money no more. They following people from the grocery store and stealing their groceries. See, that's how you know, that's the prophecy right there, man. Those things are happening right now.
That's why I say what richest prophet not in the day of wrath.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. See, your money ain't gonna matter. You know what I mean? A lot of people saying, you know, what the authors bring up all the time. He's like, you need to, you know, worry about, you know, getting money and stuff like that. No, man, because this money is losing value by the day as well. So, you know, when I just said that, the richest prophet not in the day of wrath, we're not gonna be trying to say, hey, man, I give you $1 million if you spare my life. No, man, they trying to come and take this whole land.
Yeah, they want to go turn everything into that digital currency, you know, and implement that MOTD. But you got to think, you know, even now, you know, the system we have now is basically, you know, all digital. If they shut down the grid, hey, man, everything going down. There ain't gonna be no stores open. They ain't got electricity. And you ain't gonna be able to spend your little money you got. You know?
Speaking of that, when they shutting down the grid, I was just talking to a coworker of mine who just got out of the military. He said he got deployed from the military in 2017. And we were talking about those EMP missiles that Russell had. Yeah. And he was saying like, yeah, man, those motherfuckers. He was explaining, he said, man, those shit can do a lot of damage. And I said, yo, so Russell really got those EMP missiles? He said, yeah, they got them.
Yeah, they gonna put chaos, man. The people gonna go in the dark, man. Yeah, and then when it happens,
and the water is on their power grid, so the people gonna go, you know, they gonna die from thirst because of that. The minute Russell shoots this shit over here, people gonna die from thirst, man.
They're gonna create the insurrection, gonna create that purge effect.
Yep.
You know, and then when that happens, Babylon the Great gonna come in talking about, you know, I got supplies, I got this before the convention center. And they're gonna try to, you know, put that thing off in. That's when they're gonna come with that prerogative. That's gonna be the solution. People gonna be begging for it. You know, especially if you ain't built up and know what's going on, you're gonna think that's gonna save your life. You know? Because I think, man, it ain't just gonna be Russia. I think Babylon the Great gonna do it to their own self like 9/11.
Yep.
They already mess with the grid now, talking about we got too many people using power. Like, man, get out of here. All these homeless people. I said, man, Esau lied so much, but they just gonna turn the lights off. Remember we had that polar vortex in Houston? Man, they just shut people's power off, man. Like, they're gonna create the scenario to put people in a bad position. And then you see we got all these swords in Babylon, all these guns. Yep. They're gonna let the people just yop each other up.
Man, I was just doing a lesson, man, like how a lot of people can't afford to buy food, but they damn sure can buy a gun. Cause I did a lesson on this guy that was basically he get $1,000 a month. And I'm like, and he can't afford rent, because rent is like $1,600 a month, so on and so forth. But I'm like, with that $1,000, this man can buy an AR and some bullets for that shit. And so I'm like, we got enough money just to, kill each other. That's basically what it is.
They want to. That's why they handed out crack pipes.
Yep.
Government handing out drugs, you know what I'm saying? So remember, this is the second address, 16 and 70. But that should be in every place, and in the next cities, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. But they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So this thing is going to be set up, man. They're going to be looking going door to door. If you don't comply, hey, they're going to look to take your life away from you, Because like I said earlier, Bashan, hey, Esau behind the clock, man. He got to hurry up and establish his, his beast system. You got to hurry up and do it. And he's falling behind, so they got to come with Hail Marys, man. And what's going to do that? War. They got this country by war. They're going to lose their country by war, That's how this thing is going to happen. It's going to go out of their hands. I think it's already out of their hands. They just trying to do damage control and do their best work to patch it up. And they got too much going on right now. The last asset they got is the people. So they like, man, we got to go ahead and do them like this, do them like that. And then, we in our bunkers, hopefully come up and be victorious. Because this thing right here, hey, war is going all out. Now, like I'm saying, I'm looking at these, 2/3 Jakes that are just totally oblivious. And I don't see they still oblivious, man. I'm at the plantation is listening to Jake talk like, wow, y'all. Like I said, I need to make a shirt say, I see dead people. Hey, I do, man. These people is just finished, man. And it's always getting on my point. I see the Most High about to create a framing of the word because it's on my spirit not to tell these dummies nothing. Because I know they can't handle it. And I ain't about to be up in the HR office. They all would, Tay said this, Tay said that, man. Because they can't, they scared, You got gangsters scared right now. They putting their hope in Babylon the Great. Well, we got this and we got that. We America. And I'm looking like, dude, you so behind the times.
I got a question right here for you, Rob. This is going back in the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and jump down to verse 5. It says, ye are of the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. It said, therefore let us not sleep as do others. Let us watch and be sober. You got it, Rob.
I got a couple too. A couple from Proverbs. I get this one in chapter 12, verse 15. It says, the way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that hearkens unto counsel is wise. And chapter 13, verse 20. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. And hey, through the Spirit, hey, we led to this truth. We're hearkening to the wise. I saw with the apostles on down like my brothers, and hey, we all at some point in time was off in the world, in that congregation of the dead, without that breath. And we were a companion of fools, all right? But hey, the one you have us from outside, we call to this light, all right? I mean, we have a chance, but everybody else who ain't receiving this, who fan a hand, who scoff, who talk shit, about the prophets on the highways and byways and their garments and all that. Hey, man, the people, they're gonna be destroyed. That's what it is.
Marking themselves for destruction. They don't have that kawah. The mark of exemption.
Which is what you should be laboring for. If they was in the right mind, their right spirit, you should be laboring for salvation. You should be laboring, for your place in the kingdom. But they not kingdom minded, man. Nor are they Like the Most High is not in all their thoughts at all.
So Romans chapter 8, verse 6, roughly paraphrasing, the carnal mind is death.
Yep.
The spiritual mind is life and peace.
Yes.
That
Spiritual mind is like everlasting.
we in the spiritual mind, the spiritual mindset. I will understand that this carnal thing, and once you gain this wisdom and understand, you understand that hey, Yahweh shine control of our walk, and at the end of the day, hey, we're looking for what is to come hereafter, No, I don't. So I didn't get that.
I'm gonna go ahead and bring this in right here. It's right on time. This second Esdras, 16 and 17. Woe was me, who would deliver me in those days? And see, that's a question we can answer. Who's gonna deliver us in them days? That's your how about me I was shot. Now, a 2/3 ain't gonna know that. They gonna run around looking for right, the military. They take on all the covering, but the covering of Yahweh was shot. And they're gonna be that question right there, they ain't gonna be able to answer. And I'm gonna read 18. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, and the beginning of evils. What should I do when these evils shall come? See, us built up in the truth know what we should do. We know the calling name of Yahweh was shot. And see how it said great death, great mournings, not little bit. It said great. We about to see mass death like never before on the face of the planet, man. It's gonna be like Noah in the flood when this thing hit off. Only the remnant and a couple heathens, made to go into slavery, gonna make it through this. Now I'm gonna keep reading on 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. And that talking about 2/3 right there. With all this stuff popping off, they are not mindful of the scourges. And they, they're not going to turn from their wickedness. Like you said earlier, they still going to be thoughting it up, still selling, being a harlot, Pookie and Ray still going to be on the block, pushing they love, what they selling now, fentanyl. They ain't selling crack no more. They don't want the fentanyl and meth. They're going to be selling that, still looking, to get the bag. And because of that, man, they not looking for what's coming, man. And like they think because they got guns and noodles and water, they gonna be safe. That ain't gonna save you, man. I don't care how good your weaponry is. Like
it's like they don't have that thought. Like you could be at the grocery store where no matter if you got all that food stocked up at a store somewhere, you can be at the grocery store and Russia and China can be invade right then and there. You ain't gonna have time to get to that food that you done stocked up.
I got to back that up with mine for the scourges. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 3 said, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished.
Good. I was paraphrase that earlier. See that the prudent man, hey, when he hide himself, what does that mean? We hiding ourselves? That mean we ain't trying to hide behind no tree or nothing like that. Nah, man, we hiding ourselves in the pavilion of Yahweh Shai, which starts first and foremost in these scriptures. It starts with a knowledge, man. You gotta have his testimony. Because once you got his testimony, that puts the kingdom of heaven within you. Now you're profitable. Now I see what the Most High calls us a prophet. Because he's looking for something that's going, be valued to him. That's why I said, that's why we compare it to precious gold. You know what I'm saying? We have value. That gives you value right there in his eyes. Then he can establish a kingdom on you, because now you know the rules. You know what to do. Versus some lost person that's filled with that Babylon juice, he can't do nothing with them. All the knowledge they got come from Esau. And all Esau's knowledge is foolishness to him. So he's gonna look down like, man, you're not worthy of me. And then it's gonna be so bad, he's gonna be like, hey, depart from me, I never knew you. I don't even know you no more. He gonna look like, man, that's why I say the word, Israel's not Israel. You're gonna be so defiled, so decrepit, the Most High gonna be like, man, I planted a noble vine. Who was this degenerate right here? You're gonna be marked for destruction. So we giving you the keys on what you need to do to renew your mind and clean yourself up. That way you get, like Akim said, have the opportunity to be saved, to get salvation.
Psalm 91 and 4 said, under his feathers, let me see. Because that's my favorite. That's probably my favorite Psalms right there. Psalms 91:4. And it reads, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shall thou trust. And it goes right along with that precept that Brother Bashan just brought out. He said, put him in hiding himself. You got to hide yourself in Yahweh by shooting outside. Under his wings is the best place for you, man. Hey, he ain't going to let nothing touch you after that. Going down to Psalms 91, it says, he will bear thee up with thy hands, and lest your feet dash your foot against the stone. So, hey, that's comfort right there. You ain't even gonna dash your foot against the stone because the Lord got you buried up in his hands, man.
Yeah, that's the spirit right there. So Dr. being Yahweh put that same precept on the comic board. Not the one, Dr. being
That's the spirit. That's the spirit right there. You know, eating it up, man. I'm gonna bring this out because there's go another declare right here from you. How about y'all shot? This is Jeremiah 51:6. Flee out the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. So this is payback for what America done did to the people, you know, his people. You know, Yasser Allah. That's why this place is about to be destroyed, man. And if you ain't right, if you got the residue of Babylon on you, you're going to be destroyed with it. You know, that's why he said flee out the midst of Babylon. That means put off this philosophy, put off, you know, everything we've been taught here. You know, that's why I say, what's that, Romans 12:2, your mind got to be renewed.
I also said, rise and depart. This is not your rest, man.
Gone. You know, you gotta put on that heavenly, that clean garment, that white garment, the pure garment, which goes to your knowledge of your Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. And he about to bring it like no other, man. He about to bring it this. First time he brought it with water. This time he bringing it with fire. It's so filthy and dirty, he got to scorch it, man. Scorched earth is what's coming to this place, you know? And most specifically, Babylon the Great, America. This place is going to get scorched so bad, it's going to be desolate, man. We ain't going to be living in this place no more. The most I hate this place, you know? And we hate this place as well. You know? It's wicked. It's horrible. And I'm going to keep on reading on 7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. They made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunk of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. So they're going to what Kadar brought out earlier. Everybody done brought on this philosophy, drunk on this stuff that Babylon done kicked out. And when they do it, they'll look back 10 years later like, hey, man, why we degenerate? Why we done destroyed ourselves? Because you drunk that juice, man. And then when they do it, then they get mad. That's why Russia mad. China's mad. They're realizing, like, us taking on the philosophy of America, you know, we done weakened ourselves, man. We ain't as strong as we used to be, man. Where this come from? You know? So that's the Lord's vengeance been put on these other nations to destroy this place, man. Because everybody done drunk their juice.
I got one we're going to pull up. Fire to Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Damn.
That's that nuclear fire, man.
Yeah, man.
That's the missiles that's prophesied to hit this place. It's going to turn this place into a desert land for desert creatures and animals, man. Hey, the Lord got to cleanse this place with fire, man. All the blood that was shed from Esau, Edom shedding the blood of the southern kingdom and the northern tribes.
Like Numbers chapter 35, verse 33, yeah. Hey, they done defiled this land with the blood of the children of Israel, you know? So, and how you cleanse the land that's defiled? By shedding their blood. All right? I got a couple of quick. Isaiah 24, verse 5 says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, and broken the everlasting covenant. All right? And then 1 John chapter 2, I'll start verse 16.
Rapid fire.
Yeah. For all that is in the world, the lust of flesh, lust of the eyes, the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away. All right? You know, going into the eye on this age, Esau's kingdom is about to pass away. All right? The rulership of the wicked about to be done for.
Ooh, and I got one come right with that. I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna come right at the right time. This Babylon, this Jeremiah 51:8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take palm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. Here goes, hey, number 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us go everyone into his own country. For a judgment reaching unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. So, hey, that right there show you, hey, ain't no remedy for this place. Ain't no healing this place, man. It's been already sanctioned. It's been already declared. This place is going to be destroyed. The Most High does not want to heal this place, man. So all that, them jakes like, if we all come together, if we all, we America and all that stuff, you're going to be, hey, burnt up like the ox said, man. Hey, radiation going to burn your eyes up and your tongue. You're going to get burned, scorched with hot fire, man. You done with. Because, hey, the judgment is reached unto heaven. This place is so wicked. The wicked works have been fulfilled. Now it's judgment time. And that's why he told us, flee from this place, man. We gotta take off that Babylon, cover. All that, the knowledge of this place. And all that knowledge is foolishness, man. When it all comes down and said to it, like, if you ain't got this knowledge, you really ain't got nothing. Because this knowledge right here is the only thing gonna stand. Like, ain't nobody gonna give a damn about no trigonometry and math and finance. Missiles coming down.
The wisdom, roughly paraphrase, the wisdom of this world is like foolishness to the Most High. And then something like the foolishness of the Most High is greater than the wisdom of this world or something,
Yeah, I know how to scheme this dude out a couple bucks. Or a chick know how to, sell some sex. Like, everything, like, all the ways to, like, do anything in this place is gonna go to naught, man. I could paint a house, I could start a fire. It ain't gonna matter when war hit. When them ICB and them arrows is coming.
You see, like, the more better off these people are financially, really the worse off they are because they don't know how to do nothing. They can't do nothing.
They far from this.
Yeah, they just got that money. They're able to hire someone to fix their shit for them. You know what I mean?
They ain't gonna seek the Lord. They go, I got so much money, I'm good. I'll just pay this and pay that. I got about 20 people on payroll with guns. I can fight everything. And I'm like, man, let's say this knowledge right here, like, man, I'm one. The head of Birmingham said it best, man. Like, if you ain't got this knowledge, if you don't know this, you really don't know shit. That's vanity. Everything else is vanity. Without this, you really don't know nothing. Without this, you dead. God.
I got a quick one right here to back you up on that. This is because Yahweh Shai compared all of these philosophies, that he compared some trees as well too. So this is Matthew chapter 3. I'm gonna start at verse 8. And it says, "Bring forth therefore fruit, meet for repentance." Okay, so you got to turn back to the ways of Yahweh Shai. And it said, "And think not to say within yourself, we have Abraham to our father. For I say unto you that the Most High is able of these stones to raise up children unto Abraham. And now also the axe is laid unto the root of the trees. Therefore every tree which brings forth not good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire." Which goes back to what the object brought out with those thermonuclear missiles. Okay, this America, aka Babylon the Great, is a bad tree and they produce bad fruit. So Yahweh Shai even said that tree is gonna get hewn down and cast to the fire. Okay, which is America, aka Babylon the Great.
And it's producing a whole bunch of fucking wickedness, and devils, all kinds of abominations. That's why it's said to be destroyed. I got a couple here. Ezekiel Chapter 35. I'm gonna start at verse 3. "And say unto it, Mount Seir, and say unto it, thus saith Yahweh power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate." All right, this is referring to Esau, Edom, but mainly America. "So I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Shai, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of thy children, of the children of Israel, by force of the sword, in the time their calamity, in the time that iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said the high power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth." All right, it said, "And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, in thy hills, in thy valleys, and all thy rivers shall shall they fall that are slain with the sword.
See what Esau Edom did? He touched the apple of Yahweh Shem Yahshua's eye, man. Hey, that's a penalty for that, man. The apple of Yahweh Shem Yahshua's eye, the Israelites, man. Yasharallah, and this time is the elected Israel. And the law, it says, hey, man, if you steal it from men and they found in your hand, now you're going to be put to death. Hey, when the Lord come back, he's going to find the children of Israel right here in Babylon the Great, when we're supposed to be over there in Israel. Hey, he's going to find us in Esau's hands, man. So the Lord going to bring destruction on this place. It's rigged, man.
Job chapter 21, verse 30 says, I'll start verse 29. Have ye not asked them that go by the way, and do ye not know their tokens, that the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction? They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. So, hey, the Lord gonna keep all these people in good condition all the way up until the time the missiles hit and destroy them and this land that they are proudly so-called Americans. You know.
Hey, well put. Well put.
Hey, what's that one dude? He got like 6-7 heart transplants, probably like 100-something years old. That's that scripture right there. He's gonna keep him in pretty good health just so he can see this destruction, so he can pull him out of the clefts of the rocks, man.
They got that one devil in the iron lungs, bro. Yeah. I mean, what the fuck?
Hey, somebody with a pig heart, man. Like, man,
I seen that, man. He looked like a pig too, man.
Hey,
he might look wicked. I'm like, he should have been gone, man. Like I said, folks, I could preserve him so he can get burnt up. I did preserve himself so he can get scorched.
Either burnt up or get collected up and put in chains, man. Put that yoke of iron on them.
That iron in the neck and get beat on.
Brother, I think one of the brothers was talking about,
I think that's worse than fire to them.
Yeah. The Lord gonna give us the spiritual power. Lord willing, we be part of that elect. Hey, the elect gonna get that spiritual power. Hey, they gonna be able to bring you slap one of these devils around too much to kill them. You gonna bring that motherfucker. Hey, get your ass on.
Don't get die yet. Get up. Hey, and Esau flexed that movie Matrix Resurrection. When old girl got the power of Trinity, and Neo got the power at the end. When she talked to dude, they called the analyzer. The analyst, she kept killing them, and then she killed them, she bring them back up, and she kept doing it more and more gruesome. So he was like, oh, look, that's it, I'm sorry, do what you want to do. She like, we didn't ask for your permission, and she knocked him off again, like, and she kept snapping her fingers and bringing them back up, and she had slit his throat, knocked his jaw off, hey, I gotta watch that. If you ain't seen it, y'all should. Have you seen it? Yeah, remember that at the end? She's like, hey, we didn't ask for your permission, and that's how the hopeful that gonna be, man. So Esau showed it in that movie, his future. Esau know. And I'm going to bring up a precept, because this is why the Most High is doing this. Like, with the Ark brought out the precept. This is Sirach 10 and 15. The Lord have plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place. This place is getting destroyed so he can set up Yahshua to rule. He don't want Esau to rule. Esau a fool. Esau don't know how to run nothing good or beneficial. Because all he know how to do is be wicked. So the Most High is destroying this place so the righteous can rule out. And this is 16. The Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundation of the earth. He took some of them away and destroyed them and have made them immortal to cease from the earth. So you ain't gonna have no statues of Esau, Moab, Ishmael, Ham, none of their little dogos, their little statues, Elam, none of that is gonna stand, man. All that gonna get knocked off, man. Everything they whole hair is gonna be cut off. All they gonna know is servitude, and then we gonna be set up in rulership. Israel gonna reign out. The law gonna go out. All they gonna know is yes, my Lord. Yes, a master. I picked all the greens, master. Master, they ain't over there working. You want me to beat them? That's all they gonna know. And Yahshua gonna rule out, man. That's the climatic conclusion to the matter. He want his people to rule.
That's the patience and the faith of the saints.
Revelation 13 and 10 right there, man. We patiently waiting on this place to be destroyed. There's nothing why the 2/3 and these heathens hate us, because we waiting on their destruction. They know that. They looking like, why you ain't fighting for us and fight for this country? I remember they had an Ishmael chick on the news channel, and dude was trying to get her like, man, what we gonna do about the mother country? She was like, y'all the ones that's the terrorists, you know what I'm saying? The little Edomite chick was like,
I seen that.
You're American though. How can you believe like that? So we don't have the spirit of, we all one people and we fight for America. Nah, man. Like I said, we patiently waiting on this place to be destroyed, man. We waiting for y'all shadow,
Man, we prisoners of war, man. This ain't our house.
God.
Just like that Moab, that one little TikTok singer, like Moab, where they were like, they told him, they told this little Moab dude go back to his own country.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I'll put it San Jose. You know what I mean?
I'll pay these damn taxes. Who gonna pay them taxes? Yeah, God, man.
That's the audacity of these fucking devils, though. They act like they own this motherfucking land, and they come on here and stole it, and if you ain't so-called white, then they try to say, hey, go back to your own country, which them motherfuckers come over here and stole the land.
Go back to Europe. Go back to bloody fucking England.
Yeah, dude.
The Caucasus Mountains. Hey, really? Go back to Mount Seir.
Yeah.
Take your ass back to your where you came from.
That's why Lord, he said, he set the basis of men up to rule, because these motherfuckers are the basis, the lowest. I growing up, I was around all these fucking so-called white people, Edomites. So I was like, man, these motherfuckers are stupid as hell. I had to dumb down to fit in, I was like, something wrong here,
God, man. You can see it, man. I can see the plantation, man. You ain't lying. These motherfuckers dumb. They said they wouldn't even be bathing if it wasn't for the Moors. The Israelites with the Israelites, they wouldn't know how to wash their ass. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They be eating, but they still eat raw meat. They wouldn't know how to do nothing. They be crawling around like little dogs and shit. You tell them, stand up, man. You're supposed to be a human. Stand up. Put this soap on. Look like you took a bath. You know what I'm saying? What you get for that? As soon as they turned their back, they killed them.
It's crazy.
I invented soap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they want to push it to the world like that they civilized the world.
Yeah, so-called colonization and stuff.
Turn everything upside down.
Well, you the caveman. You had like Max say, they had the raccoon draws on some Oonga Booga. You know what I'm saying? Faces of man. That's why the place got to be destroyed. You have the faces of man proud with their little monkey suit on, thinking they run something, man.
It's just like what Proverbs chapter 29 verse 2, when the wicked are authority, the people mourn.
They mourn.
And the people, the earth, the animals, these devils that completely wiped out. So how many animals have become extinct, over the last 1,000 years? Right. Just for example, you had millions and millions of koalas over in Australia, and when the Europeans started coming over there to Australia, it was like half the continent where we had the trees and had koalas, and they done destroyed, cut down the forest, killed them all out to the point there's only I think they said less than 50,000. How you go from fucking million? And that was only over 70 years. Yeah. Since the 50s, 40s and 50s, somewhere around that time. They wiped out the whole goddamn population.
Hey, but that's true though, because there's a lot of animals on the endangered species list. They about to lose the bald eagles.
They got the buffalo.
Con.
Yeah, and they did that just to attack Glad right there, man. The natives, they was surviving off of one buffalo, 1 or 2 buffaloes, and they just let them on. That was it. And then Esau, they came and on them trains, you started. You see it in the old movie. They on the train shooting the buffalo just to starve out the Native Americans.
Buffalo Bill was sitting on a mountain of buffalo skulls, man. Probably killed 100,000 buffalo. I said, we should see buffalo running around here. Yep. You know what I'm saying? This the plan. I say it's a lot of animals in the endangered species list, man, because of these devils, man. I mean, a lot.
That's the thing, all Esau had basically done is took out the natural way. All right, that's why the scriptures say, remember the ways of the old past, but through these devils' rulership, they took out the natural way of how you're supposed to survive on this earth.
The oceans got all kind of algae and everywhere because they took all the fucking crawfish and catfish out and everything.
They the one supposed to clean the earth right there.
They do everything as
clean. The pig, you slaughtering all the pig, they supposed to clean up the land.
And then you got fucking landfills full of shit, and that's the thing. But it basically they made the the majority of the people throughout the earth that are dependent upon these systems to get their food, their water, electric, and all that shit.
we lost the way of how to live off the land right
And,
now.
hey, the devil is he very, very slick with it, because when it come time to push that thing,
Yeah.
hey, you gonna have to have that faith. Hey, I don't need no food, I don't need no electric, no water, and if I do, the Lord will provide it. You know.
I say, and like you say all the time, that's why you got war right now, because the Most High got to destroy this place, because like you said earlier, they destroying the earth. He said, I'll destroy those that destroy the earth, man. And that's Esau, man. And like you brought the scripture earlier. If he don't take out Esau gonna destroy everything. All flesh should be destroyed. If we continue for another 20 years, everything is gonna be dead, man. Because these people represent death. You know? They don't know how to do nothing beneficial. I'm up here at the plantation. Wow, they can't do nothing beneficial. Only thing Esau good at is create death and chaos.
Yeah,
You know?
and then lying about it.
Yeah, God.
All right, these motherfuckers talk about, the air, this, the ozone, that, then they fly in their big ass jets, like the president fucking jet. They say that thing uses like 20 times, it puts out 20 times as much as emissions as a regular fucking 757, whatever, It's like, hey, dude, they straight up hypocrites, man.
And they got that thing called, I noticed they cognitive dissonance. Esau got that built in. Like, Esau do something and lie, and you'll see the truth, and they'll say, even though the truth is in their face, they be like, we didn't do that. And like with a straight face, really believe that. They believe they lies. I'll be like, this devil like, God.
The way they come out of the womb speaking lies.
Yeah, that's why your house I say, ye are your devil. You are your father the devil. He was a lie. He was not the truth.
They lie like breathing. Like the apostle say, you want to know how Esau lied, his lips is moving. And they do. They lie every day. I witness the Edomite lie every day if I'm at the plantation. They lie every day. Hey, remember we was at Oil States? Remember that one dude had that one boss, James Lucas?
Yeah.
Hey, he lied every single day. I think he was proud in his lie too. He used to smile. He used to see like he'll lie and see who would believe. And I'm like, this dude is devil for real.
My sister's husband, this dude, I met some that lie like this dude. Like, you got to question every damn thing the dude say. like he said one time, like my cousin done told me what happened. A fight took place, and he told me, the other dude got a fight. Well, after the fact, this dude come and try to tell me, it was him that beat the guy up, and I was like, man, hey, I was a little drunk till I got mad. I said, motherfucker, you lying.
I already know the truth.
Yeah.
Esau like Eve do, like you can see Esau stealing your stuff, out your trunk. Hey man, you stealing my stuff. Esau look at you with a clean face, like I ain't stealing your stuff. Like, dude, I just see you.
I was just organizing it, man.
Like, come on, man. You devil something else. So hey, war is coming to cleanse this devil. That's what we're trying to say, Yahshua. Like, and if you don't want that smoke, Yahweh Shah, because he can't stand this devil, hey, you better get under the pavilion of Yahweh Shah. 10 times harder.
I was saying that Brother Pepper, that the Lord comes as deep in the night.
And he is.
Hey, when it comes, it gonna come.
He is, because they sleep. I see why I say thief in the night, because they in the dark and they sleep. It's nighttime. Like we say, when we see Nick go night, 2/3 is in the dark. They night, man. And they not paying attention. They ain't looking at what's going on. You can't tell them. You do tell them, they're going to get angry and upset. It's like they're in the metaverse. Out in the real world, they're in that strong delusion. And if you say anything to disrupt that, they get angry at you. You trying to tell them to save them. That's why, like Elder Malcolm would say, the 2/3, they're a special type of stupid. Because they got the opportunity to be saved and they don't want to be saved.
Just like that one video I see, that Jake was up there with the toothpaste. Y'all see that?
I see, man, that's horrible, man.
The simplicity of these people, man. You heard Eve in the background saying, that's right, this and that. He was up there talking some dumb shit, talking about toothpaste.
That's horrible. Everybody should have left that church, man. That motherfucker squirt toothpaste out. Talking about this the Lord.
He said, once you spit the words out, they don't come back, and referring to the toothpaste coming out, don't go. Some stupid shit. But
it was horrible.
You have people in there. You have people in there fucking, eating that shit up.
Yeah, saying amen.
Yeah. That's all that's right. Amen. Jesus' name. I was like, man. That's it. Everybody in the plantation church house about to get some death, man. They'll come out. You got to get there. You deserve it too. Like I said, because they dumb.
That's the thing, you know, we say here the prophets, you know, bringing out the truth of the Bible, saying, hey, death and destruction. All right, you know, and they don't want to hear that, but you can talk some dumb shit that had nothing to do with anything, and you get together and people hooting and hollering, you know.
Who told that his brother no like the whole systematic shit, man. That dude, hey, he spit the crazy stuff I've seen in my life. Jake's out there eating it up, man. Like,
Telling somebody some truth, they want to try to come fight you.
gone.
What's
No, that's the truth.
Speak of the smooth things, cross out the seas, that.
Have I became your enemy because I told you the truth?
Nah, scriptures, man. But see, we like this though, and the elder, the brother brought this out. Kazak man, Yahweh, Shalom. This is Sirach 27:9. The birds resort unto their light, so with truth return to them, they're practicing her. You know, so we right now, you need to be practicing this truth. You need to be listening to this truth. You know, when the brothers bring it out, you should be listening up. You need to be reading your scriptures. Like, if it ain't about the truth, it ain't about nothing, man. You know, because it ain't going to profit you nothing. Only thing that's going to save you right now is this truth. You know, the truth of Yahweh Shah. He said, I come in the volume of the book. So, if you're not in this, man, hey, we in wartime. Like, people all up here walking around like, you know, and they flip-flops, like it's barbecue time. We in wartime.
So many people walk down, hold hands.
Yeah, walking here, they in that spirit of mirth, man. This place is done.
Over on their electric scooters and shit.
Yeah. And they instead walking through because they're a big ass sidewalk. You see them, they walk behind.
Yeah,
they're
walk
about
behind
a foot,
the camera, yeah.
about 1 foot of sidewalk out there. They really go that way.
That ain't saving you. You still heard his word while you walking by.
Hey, the wicked flip.
Yeah.
They don't want to come past the truth.
Yeah.
Take the long way around.
Yeah. I got a couple real quick. First Corinthians chapter. I'm gonna start here in chapter 1, verse 18. It said, "For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved is the power of the Most High." All right, and then chapter 2, or chapter 3. And I'm gonna start at verse 18. I said, "Let no man deceive himself. All right, if any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness for the Most High. For it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness." And again, you know, as I say, hey, this is foolishness of preaching. Right? We all become a fool, you know, in the side of the world because, hey, we on the highways, byways, bringing out the truth of the Bible, you know, warning the sheep, all right, and since I say the wisdom of the world, hey, that's the truth. That's the true foolishness, all right, you know.
It ain't gonna profit.
I got a quick one right here, man. This is that's gonna go into what you just brought out right here, because this is Revelation chapter 13, Revelation 17 and verse 13. And it says, "These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast." It's talking about these wicked people in this world right here. They're gonna give their strength and power to the beast. They're gonna try to say that, you know, America's gonna get back great again and so on and so forth. And it said in verse 14, and it said, "These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth," that's Babylon the Great, "are people in multitude and nations and tongues." And he said, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire."
Woo! So that shows you right there, Yahweh Shah, hey, he about to bring the smoke. He about to burn this whore, man. First he gonna make, you know, the other nations hate the whore. You know, they're gonna attack her. You know, everybody gonna shoot off their arrows, going to ICBM missiles, you know, and Yahweh Shah gonna make it all hit this whore, man. That's why I said spare no arrow, shoot at her. You know, they should not miss. You know, so that's what we seeing right now, man. Right now, the beast, these other nations are hating the whore. You know, they're already gathering up to attack her. And then Yahweh Shah gonna come clean up everybody. And he gonna set us up in a steed, man. And Yahshua gonna rule, man. Joint heirs with our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah.
Lord being your elect.
Lord willing. That's what you should be doing. Put on like the elect. You should be seeking to be like the elect. With everything, the liberty you got now, that's what you should be doing. You know, everything else ain't gonna profit you nothing. You know, it's gonna come to naught. It's gonna burn up. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna give all praise and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadai. Kwam Yasharala wa Ba'abah.
Soon. Shalom to all the Akim Akwaf on the comment board. Shalom. Good camera, Akim. That was all through the spirit.